from the storm surge.
Yeah, we got like it was a bit windy, and then we got like 20 minutes of torrential downpour, and that was it. It was sunny by the end of the day.
Yes. Similar here.
Yeah.
I had like a full day of wind and rain, and then sunny the next day.
Yeah, I slept through the majority of it.
I was starting to have some phobia. Like, are these winds strong enough to break my windows?
Yes. They're always strong enough.
Well, how strong was it when it was hitting y'all?
Go
Because
ahead,
it
Ma.
was
You're
like,
good.
because it was like
I
the
think it was
sustained
like
winds were only like
60 to
25.
70 miles per hour.
Oh damn.
That's strong enough to like
Definitely.
stuff, but probably not break the windows just by itself.
Nah.
Like
Windows
that,
require.
it was doing like the 75 miles per hour winds when I stuck my head out during Katrina or whatever, and I saw like a little piece of fence blowing by, and I said, "I'm
It just
going
hit
back
you in the face
inside."
like boom.
No, it was very cartoony because it was like I looked out and there's just spinning through the air down the street. I stuck my head out to pull something I had forgotten to take off the wall because it was rattling, and I'm like, "This is about to break." It was like a little plaque or whatever that was decorative. And I kind of stuck my head out, and I think around the same time, my neighbor kind of stuck his head out and looked too, and because we were in like a duplex, and we kind of were watching stuff be blow down the street, and then we were like, "Nope," went back inside.
Valid.
But no windows broke with that unless a tree falls on them or something. I don't know. I don't live in Florida. You would be the hurricane expert, Javi.
Yeah, Javi
uh,
is actually an expert on all things hurricane. He
uh,
could
the,
actually make.
the hurricane said that we have to do Ravenloft right now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I thought we were doing Thoughts of Darkness, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna kill you right now.
Yay, death!
Alright. Claudette, you're an ooze lady, right?
No, can't prove that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grin, you're an autonym bard, right?
It depends on the day, I guess.
Well, how about every other Sunday?
Yeah.
Are you a cop?
Neri, you're a drow barb, aren't you? Aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
I like
jar
to
him.
fuck shit up. It's me, Neri, and my
Oh, that's
sister
great.
Ari.
It sounded more Irish there.
I was like, that's
Same
great.
thing.
No, Irish and Australian, same difference. Now it might sound the same coming out of my mouth, but
You are the
But she's
only
better.
person that can be Neri fully. You.
I just pretend I'm Junker Queen and
Yeah.
then kind of tone it down a little bit.
Queen. Cause we
Name's
junk.
Janka Queen. I mean, Nera Queen.
And fake hunt a lot more. Like,
I
that's
think
the
Junker Queen
only,
should say
pretending to be an Australian is the only time that I can say it and not feel ooh, ooh. That's a bad word. Ooh.
If it starts at the beginning.
Ew, brother, ew.
No, Saris.
What is that?
No. And finally, Valg. You're an elf lady, aren't you?
Who?
You're the only Val here.
Oh,
Space elf.
Yeah.
Elf.
I'm an astral elf.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
a druid.
You're an ass elf.
You look at the stars and shit, right? And be starry, yeah.
I'm S elf.
Wherever you are.
Oh, how'd you know?
Alright.
I
Well,
guess I need to pull my character sheet up.
pull your character sheets up, pull in roll 20 because right now Saris is not any of those things.
Ah,
I can't remember what happened last time.
Alright, it would probably help to have a recap.
Do like a 1 minute
last
recap
time
at
on.
least.
So
Thoughts
last
of-
time on Thoughts of Dankness, our party woke up from pods and navigated through some very alien environments with lots of techno-organic stuff and the soft implication that perhaps they are clones, or some of them, for some purpose.
It's made up. Getting my shit back regardless.
What the fuck? And then we
Sorry.
went down a poop chute where we
Oh, I
Trekked.
forgot.
Then
I
we
remember that now.
and then
You said poop shoot.
we trekked through this poop chute with a whole bunch of zombies and worse inside of it, sneaking around them like some James Bond people. Yeah, I heard the noises in my head. And then we went up, and then we finally saw the Mind Flayer Extrematon, and that's what happened last. But right now, Saris.
Mhm. Yes, that's me.
Ominous music.
Alright, let's get into the game now. Saris, you find yourself in black and white clothes, in your strange human form, in a position kneeling under some kind of a stained glass art. You're in a prayer position. You don't know how you got here. You hear some choirs, you see some bright lights, and you see a few people. You remember everything you were up to this point, going through the pits and waking up in the pods. But as you were ascending upward to meet the helpful Mind Flayer, you blinked. Now you're here for some reason.
This isn't helpful. I'm gonna stand up, like look down at myself, check myself. Do I have any of my personal belongings?
You have none of your personal belongings. All that you have is
Second.
yeah, that. And you have a
Wait, really?
I don't know what the fuck you said. You said
I said naked.
No, I did not hear. Oh, she's not fucking naked. She's she's
Perfect. Perfect.
no, she's
Perfect.
You have some black and white robe attire.
Like,
None.
am I dressed like a nun?
Similarly, yes. You're also in your human form again. What are you thinking?
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm going to make my way to the exit.
Perception check.
Hold on.
Nice.
Beep beep up.
With a 17,
Jeez.
you see large doors that people are coming in and out of. And through it as well, you see Lord Hawkstepper direct himself directly towards you. He speaks.
What did you say?
Has God graced you with everything you've been looking for?
What was I looking for?
Last we spoke, you were searching for personal answers, for guidance. You were looking for a mother figure, I think?
Yes, I think I found that.
Was she everything you would have hoped for?
I didn't find her. I found answers.
Fascinating. How do those answers make you feel now?
I'm not quite sure. Can you tell me where I am and why I'm here?
You're in Heaven's Chapel, my dear, where I am priest. I'm always happy to have more disciples.
I've already kind of determined that he's not really a good guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, well, while you may be looking for disciples, I am not looking to be a disciple, so I'm going to take my leave if you don't mind.
So then why did you come here?
That's a question I'd like to know the answer to as well.
Hmm. Well, maybe someone else was here by the time you arrived. In fact, I think I see someone who probably would have seen you come by just now. Uh, Lord Hawkstabber then directs his hand over to another nun, and she walks by and she lifts her hood. Saris, I'd like to introduce you to Lenore. Your own
Really
mother.
like this?
Your own mother outstretches her hand. It's my pleasure.
Obviously, she doesn't recognize me, right?
You aren't sure.
Do you know who I am?
I've seen you come and go by the chapel once or twice. Miss Okoye, right?
So she doesn't recognize who I am. At least she doesn't recognize me as her daughter.
What do you say?
I'm going to smile and take her hand, a little disappointed that she doesn't know me. And I feel like this is all just another elaborate illusion.
She does the same to you, and then speaks to you. Do you feel God's grace under here, my dear?
I don't know, do I feel anything other than confusion and worriness?
I'll leave that up to you to answer.
Well, whether it's God's grace or something else, I still feel a bit adrift and have more questions than answers at this point.
I have nothing but faith in you, that you will be able to find what you need. But you should consider staying a while.
I need to find my friends.
I hope you do. And when you do, tell them that God loves them, and that He will help
I,
them in their ailments too.
I will be sure to do that.
This kindly looking nun who has the same face and frame as the human form of your dragon mother. She walks away. Lord Hawkslever then stands right next to you and says, she's so full of shit.
Excuse me?
You know, I always like watching people just figure shit out. But it's really not worth anything.
What do you mean?
God's grace may come with you, might follow you, might always be with you. But in here, I'm God.
Okay. It's another one of your experiments, Doctor.
Of a sort, yeah. It's fun poking and prodding.
And what about the lives you meddle with?
What lives?
Their lives. You uproot them. You mess with their memories. You mess with their minds. This all seems to be a game to you.
It's not a game.
These people have families. They have their own lives, and you keep meddling with them.
This isn't a game, and they have none of those things you said.
And what makes you believe that?
Let's just say I've been around a lot longer than you, so believe me when I say, nothing's really here. Not you, not them, not even my experiments. Nothing is real.
So is this just a dream that you've trapped me in?
I didn't trap you in here. You trapped yourself. But if you
Really?
want to wake up, I can more than happily help.
Mm-hmm. And why should I trust you?
Because if you don't, people can die, can't they?
You're gonna have to explain that one to me. Because if I don't wake up, you say that this is not real. How can anyone in here die?
Excellent question. Let's try and figure that out. You then see Lord Hawkstabber pull out a device. He aims it towards Lenore, and you hear a flash. Ping!
Can I tackle him as he pulls that out?
Neri, Claudette, and Grin, you see your friend Sarah's try to tackle the air in front of you.
What are you doing?
Hey, what the fuck?
She's not the only one with no brain in head. Look,
Get her, she's having a stroke.
She's having a fit.
I kind of wheel on over there and just,
Somebody
like,
hold our
pick her
tongue
up.
down or whatever you're supposed to do. I don't remember.
Like, she's struggling. Hey,
Just,
you alright?
just don't hurt her. Just hold her there. She'll wake up. She just needs a minute.
Hey, Druid. Yeah, this one's. I don't know what's going on.
Wake up,
Oh well, it'll be fine.
Saris. Can she hear me?
Is this normal?
I don't think so.
Definitely not.
Saris.
Am I back in the cave, or am I still battling with Backstabber?
I think it was the implication was that it was mental.
No, but in my mind, am I
That's a good
back
point.
to myself,
Yeah.
or am I still seeing
You
like
hit
the
your
church and everything?
you hit your face on some glowing rock within this cave, and you're back within your elven self with all your friends.
Are you alright? You
The hell
took
was
a
that?
nasty fall there.
Welcome back.
I explained to them what I saw and who I was talking to and what he said.
Oh, he's the Hawk Tour guy again.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of another weird thing to call him, so I had to default back to an old one.
What does he mean? Nothing's real. I'm real.
Man, it's been existential crisis or something like that. Somebody when you think things aren't real. At least it's what a teacher told me.
Would things be more real if I had the soul thing that you guys were yapping about?
Maybe?
Well,
Well-
if nothing's real, then how is a soul real?
Yeah. Everything feels real enough to me.
All of you find yourself within this cave, and and you know of your ally to be in here with you too.
Oh,
Oh, where's this
Tentacle
mind flayer buddy
hello, tentacle man.
called Cybertron or something like that?
You
I call
there?
him.
Answer. Please.
I am here. All of you hear a sort of echo within this cave and within your minds.
Oh, hello. Have you seen my soul?
I have not.
Oh,
Thanks.
I thought we were gonna be able to get his soul back.
Well, I thought so too.
Oh well.
I do have something for you, though.
For
Oh.
me?
Something that will help you recover your previous memories.
Yay!
At least some of them.
They've been really going on about that. I need them.
We would like to have our old green back. Although it doesn't quite feel like he's left.
Yay! Just like no brain in head.
No thoughts. Only bot.
I'm glad I'm getting along with all of you.
It works at least. For now.
At least. Come on. Come on!
You're right, that is quite an accomplishment.
And it's
Does he
okay,
not-
buddy. It just means you mesh well with everybody. You weld
Fantastic.
together, if you will.
So what can you do for me, Mr. Tentacle Face?
My name
I
is
have no-
Extrematon, and you see
Why can't
you see Extrematon pull out a golden device from somewhere within his clothing, and this should improve your memory.
Do I recognize it?
Give me a investigation check.
It's a thumb drive.
That's a 20.
Nice fucking job. You recall it perfectly, and it's essentially a hard drive.
I was right. I was,
Hey, Do I have
I
a way to
was
like plug it into
joking.
myself?
I'm sorry, what?
Do I have a way to plug it into myself that's obvious? Do I know about that, basically?
You take this hard drive, and you try figuring out a way to plug it into yourself. It might help to have mechanical assistance.
That'd be your area of expertise, Claudette.
Alright, let me take
I'm
let me
liable
take a
to
look
stick
at
it in
you.
his asshole.
Is that a bad thing?
Might not be, I don't know.
It really just depends as a case by case basis. Give me the dinghy.
I just like thrust it into her hand, into her slime hand.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Claudette, you are perfectly capable of understanding what this thing is for. So, you take a quick look around Grin's body, and you do find some kind of slot that was in the back of his head that is empty now.
Perfect. This is exactly what I need right here. Slot it into the inventory.
That feels a little weird. And then I'm just kind of stunned for a second while you're doing that.
Load 'em up, buddy.
His rebooting should take less than a moment.
You think it hurts?
Then online. Ah.
So you, buddy? Are you back?
Where's my lyre? I need my lyre.
You threw it, man.
What?
Some-
My
Oh
lyre?
no, I think you traded it actually.
My family
or
heirloom
did we?
lyre?
No, he chucked it at something when we were trying to run away from those zombies.
Oh, my lyre! I'm just like in stitches and sad over my missing instrument.
Hey
I
buddy,
mean-
don't worry.
You
My
helped
li-
us escape.
Wait. Why are we here? Hey! What's going on?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Just still kind of confused and catching up in my own little memory banks and processes.
Yeah, do you don't remember anything that happened?
It's like I was something else. Still having trouble. Might take me a while to recover, guys, but I'm feeling very normal. Thanks for the help.
No problem, buddy. No problem.
Oh, I'm gonna get my lyre back. I'm just getting like I just start mumbling off in the corner.
Well, alright. Cybertron. Gonna spill the beans, tell us what the hell is going on over here with we're hallucinating and waking up in pods and where the fuck is my ship at?
Yeah.
Yeah, where is the
And
ship?
who's running my mechanic shop?
Who's this cockstabber guy?
All relevant questions, and I will try to go in order.
Good luck, 'cause I don't remember the order already.
The individual you understand to be Lord Hawkstabber, or Dr. Hawkstobler. He is the elder brain of my colony.
Oh. We know what mind players and elder brains are to some extent, I would assume. I don't know.
You can give me a history check with advantage since you're from the Underdark, or a similar plane.
Best I can give you is a 13.
Okay, you know that mind flayers require a leader of sorts, so elder brain sounds right.
Like, wait, you guys are controlled by a big brain?
Yeah, it's like the boss. Alright. So has he got our ship? Like, what happened?
Your ship is how do I put this? It doesn't exist on our plane. It was purely intended for the simulations, but we can 3D print it.
Well, I'd like that. Can I have
I
that
know
ship?
some of those words.
What do you mean?
Okay, what
3D
part of this
simulation?
is simulation and which part of it is actual reality?
The narrative
Grin.
my colony constructed was to draw me out. The astronaut virus, as they put it. It was an interloper within their ranks, but they weren't sure who it was. So they constructed a narrative just for you guys to draw me out.
Well, why'd you come then, if they're just doing that?
Because my brethren, we are shattered, but we continue day in, day out to perform the same sadistic treatments on slaves, abductees, for millennia. And I have been silently trying to free these people, but I know now that I cannot. I keep trying, but somehow they always manage to come back. The mists that envelop my body and that of the brain, it draws them back in. So, now that I know what my adversary is, I knew that I would require help.
Right. So where are we really? Is this real?
This place you are in, this cave, it is real, it is tangible. You see the mind flayers stand back, and with his psionic abilities, he uproots some crystals.
Okay.
This is tangible reality. This would exist despite your perception. I can assure you that.
All right.
The simulations you were a part of, with the Terrarian Hospital, the space, and Baldur's Gate, that was fiction created by my kind to draw me out, because they knew
Well-
that someone among them intended to kill the brain.
Well, what about my life on the asteroid and me escaping from there because I didn't want to be, bounty hunter for them anymore. All that. Like, at what point did I get yoinked away?
That I don't have a clear answer for, I apologize. I just know that it was for at least a few centuries ago.
Centuries.
This brain, this god brain that fancies itself a religious leader, it takes individuals from isolated worlds, isolates their entire planet, and constructs a religion in order to receive more power. This power of prayer, of devotion, heals it of its cancer.
It's thick.
The god brain and I share a similar disease. The mind flare in front of you then reveals some of its arms, and you see the same mist pour out of its pores. It's very sickly.
Well, you silly little gooses. Why didn't you just make a body like mine? I knock on myself. See? You can't have cancer if you're made of metal.
My guess would be that either they don't have the technology to do that, or they'd have to give up a bunch of their power.
I mean, I do. I could help you. Wait. When I think about it.
But would you?
Can I? I don't
Aren't elder brains like big? Like they're bigger than like you are. Like
there's a bigger problem. I don't remember the process of making myself.
Hmm.
I just remember before how I was. I do remember seeing my body while I was building it, but I
Is it
don't remember how I got in it.
is it possible that Elder Brain was involved with it?
It's quite
Was it?
certain. It's quite certain that the God Brain is the reason why you are conscious at all.
No, but I had a body. I was a gnome.
Or maybe it was the one that transferred your brain into the thing you built.
Oh no. I like shudder at that thought. That thought is the one thing that disturbs me.
Oh no.
Did I make a deal with the devil? Did I even exist to make a deal with the devil?
I don't remember making any deals with it. As far as I
I'd
can tell,
rather-
this was all done against our will.
I'd rather not have made a deal with the devil and rather have not existed before. If it was that way.
We
All
don't
of
know
you are
that yet.
relevant to the manipulation that the God Brain produces, which is why I have chosen you.
Great.
So what's your plan here, man? You pretty much just told me that I can't get my ship back, but you can print it. But
Indeed.
also, like, my home world is real, right? All of that, all my experiences, that was real.
Perhaps a shadow of it still exists.
Wait, are you saying that the thing that Ceres told us earlier, when I was in my brain minus brain form, was that something from before?
I'm unaware of your particular predicament. Can you be a bit more specific?
Trying to go over the story about earlier when Ceres was talking to the cockstabber and then he shot her mom. Did that happen during? Did that happen at all?
The God Brain will always try to reel you in with
Good job.
false promises of maddening details that may or may not be true. It tries to manipulate you with uncertainty.
Is there a way to sort out what's real and what isn't?
I wish I had a better answer for that. What I can
Is the
tell
only
you,
way to kill it?
yes. For you see, this brain, it is a deity. And how you slay deities is by removing their followers. I have constructed something that would allow all of us to do that.
Hmm.
Sounds like we're about to kill a lot of people.
That is true.
It would make sense why Lol kept such a chokehold on us. Or tried
Right.
to.
How many people are we talking? And who?
We are speaking of the entire planet that is Bloodspur. And possibly
Oh.
extra worlds.
You know, I'm sort of a pretty casual about violence, but not sure I'm into wiping out any planet.
The God Brain calls this planet its home. We found it here when it vanished long ago. Within this misty planet. The only way to remove it for good, to end this nightmare once and for all, is to destroy it.
Like I said, there's gotta be another way, but we can't just go off in millions of people here.
There isn't.
How many are there?
Including my population, and that of the slaves, and that of the abundance of other sentient creatures that may exist here. We're talking at least nearly 1 million casualties.
Well, that's...
Yeah, I say I vote for we look for another way. I'm not quite sure I'm prepared to do that.
Let me ask a question. Let's say we are to think about this. What's the breakdown in population? Is there a lot of slaves? Is there a lot of innocents? Are they suffering?
To be within the brain's vicinity is to suffer. To question your sanity is something that he personally wants, because it is afraid. It is afraid of the implications that it itself may not be real. So it enforces that fear onto others. It projects. And it will continue to do this forever until it is killed.
Is there any danger of just leaving it to it?
It will
It's only
always
got, what,
desire
a
to pull
million
you back.
people?
It will always desire to pull you back.
I can't be trapped here.
This is your ultimatum.
Let's bleep on it. This is not something that we make a decision on in 5 minutes.
How much time do we have?
Too much.
And how do we know we can trust you?
I thought I've been helpful up until this point.
Sure. But that doesn't mean you don't have your own machinations. And seeing as how you've been around in all of the little problems that we've had, just so
Hey, I
conveniently.
say, it's like, hey, bud, I saved your life. Help me blow up a fucking planet now.
Yeah.
You know, this is not.
It's got real, real.
This is kind of a big ask, and it's not just for me. It's like, it's not a decision that. Anyway, I don't like it. Something's not right.
I'm aware of the severity of my words, as I have been for a long, long time. I have tried to discreetly let go many slaves, many clones, but they always return, because the God brain wills it so. Even if it is somehow unaware of your leaving, the Shattered Brethren, my colony, are able to find you.
But why
Can't
not?
we just kill all of them? Or is that what we're being asked to do?
Yes, everyone.
Wipe out your colony.
I've already outweighed the emotional weight of losing my own kin. To kill even more is even harder.
Well,
But
if
I'm out of options.
If you have cancer, the brain has cancer, and tell me again how it does all of this. How does it manage to cure its cancer?
Through prayer. As you are probably aware, the clerics and paladins of Faerun are quite capable of healing others. They, my brethren, have simply weaponized this truth.
You said it's afraid it doesn't exist?
Yes.
Is there any way
Like
you
us?
figure we can convince it that it doesn't?
I mean, I don't believe it does.
As far as I'm aware, it is already aware of its non-existence. But if you could somehow manage to pull something off to scare it into killing itself, that could maybe work.
Well,
Not sure I'm clever enough to figure out how to do that. But it's an idea, right?
a start.
Any idea can be lethal.
We can also do another thing. It's either in addition to that, or as a precursor.
Like what?
Well,
Like,
it's the religion and the praying that makes it so powerful, right?
Yes.
right.
Well, I can see two ways we do this. We either make the religious doubt the religion, or, and I hate to say this, we bring another god.
You mean start our own religion,
Well,
or
we've already got a religion here.
Aren't there already other gods already?
Well, that's what I'm asking, Neri. You played a Loth, right?
No.
To some of your people?
The ones I grew up with broke away from her a long time ago, and she'd probably think it was funny if we were trapped by an elder brain.
I'm not saying we should specifically talk about Loth, but she exists, and that means
Definitely
other
she
gods
exists.
do too.
But, I don't know. My impression is that the gods generally don't bother with each other's business that much. They kind of leave people to deal with the consequences.
But this is a false god.
Is it?
Well, it's an elder
trying to
brain.
be.
Quacks
An
like a
elder brain
duck.
isn't a god.
Looks like a duck. At some point, it really is just semantics.
Grin just contemplates that for a minute. He's like, well,
The people
I
of
see it
Terra.
as a path.
My apologies. Perhaps it would also help to explain what the real-life planet of Terra undergoes with this religion. This religion was invented hundreds of thousands of years ago on their perspective, on their planet. What we do here is that we free-range farm mental thoughts, wishes, ideas. We let isolated planets believe that they are alone so that they can turn to us for help. Then the god feeds off of that power. It is healed and becomes strong enough to torment those within its plane, here, Blutsburg.
And I understand what we must do. Guys, we're gonna let the people of Terra know they're not alone.
How are you gonna do that?
I have no idea!
Well,
But I'm back, baby! Grin is just happy.
is it just Terra, or are there other planets?
There are a few more, but it is uncommon, semi-uncommon, for planets to be isolated within the universe. But Terra is a somewhat unique case, and we weaponize the fact that some planets have difficulty reaching out.
But there are some that can reach out, correct?
Most can. Yes, that is why it is possible for people like you to acknowledge the existence of gods. But
So-
for those on Terra, they do not know for certain that gods are real.
So if we made it so that they saw the shape of it and it wasn't the god that they thought it was, maybe? I don't know.
I can understand your point, a sort of scare tactic to the Earthlings.
No. They wouldn't need to be scared. They would need to know. They
It's
would
the
need
thing
to...
is the thing with belief is it doesn't have to be based on logic. They can go on believing because they get something out of it, right? It's just habit. You know, my people, it took them hundreds of years to break off from Loth, and they had to go all the way to an asteroid in space to do that. But people believed in Loth even though Loth hated them, and they hated love, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. It's getting all too complicated for my brain.
It's
So
okay.
how do
Can't we
we
just walk up and
collectively
kill it?
make a god lose its followers in one fell swoop, besides killing all the followers?
Maybe we don't have to make it lose it permanently. Just make them all doubt it for a little while, long enough for us to go in and kill it.
So we
Interesting.
expose it.
This is what I can tell you. As you were in the simulations within your pods, I was able to construct an apparatus, a crystalline device that will help me project my own thoughts via our probe. Our probe is what allows us to psychoanalyze distant cultures. If you can tell
Oh.
me what message you want me to send out, I may be able to have a moment to produce a different thought than what the Godbrain says.
During that time, it's when we do something. Where is the God Brain now?
The Godbrain currently is within this planet's hollow core.
Oh, because of course it is.
Hmm.
Using millions of people as a meat shield.
I suppose, I mean, I don't need air. I could dig for a while. We do have a lot of time.
That is also why I recommended producing your ship, because it will help in sailing towards the core.
That's a better idea.
Oh.
I didn't want to dig for that long anyway. Grin's like, whew.
How do we print it?
You can leave that part to me, but it's meant to
Wait.
be a simple process. If you
Wait.
want, I can come with you, or I can meet you there.
I've got a question.
Of course.
Did my lyre, was it actually a family heirloom?
Your lyre?
My lyre.
Your instrument?
Well, yeah, my lyre. I get a little defensive. Was it a family heirloom, or was that another fake thing?
I apologize, but I'm unable to answer that for you. But
Can you 3D print me a new one then?
quite possibly. But that is exactly my point. Emotions, personal experiences. To me, that is what reality is made up of. Why is any of this real? Why does any of this matter? Because it should. Why is slavery wrong? Why is it wrong to torment people for your own benefit, for your own amusement? Because it's wrong. And I feel that in my core. And that should be
Right.
enough to mean that it is real.
Don't have to tell me twice, but also, it's wrong to kill like 1,000,000 people. I'd kill all the bad ones.
Why is it wrong? Because it makes me feel bad and I don't want to think about it afterwards. Good people don't think about stuff like that.
So the four of you, I'm able to mass produce a collective thought to an entire planet's culture. I can do that, but you will need to give me time to do so.
Well, we need to think about exactly what sort of message we want to send anyway.
Exactly.
Oh.
Let me ask another question. This T symbol, is that Hawkstapler's symbol?
The cross. That is a crucifix. It is a religious symbol on Terra. It is meant to represent their faith towards a monotheistic deity, one that is more real than that of the planet they exist on, an ontological superior. The people of Earth, of that planet, they acknowledge God, Yahweh, to be superior to them. the God here, in a way, is that same God, because it created a false narrative for itself.
So
My brain.
it made the story up about itself, or it took a story that already existed and made it its own.
My colony constructed the narrative and produced that thought to them.
Hmm.
Their religion isn't their own creation.
Interesting. I've
Do
heard that
all
this
the people on the planet believe it?
A good portion. Not all, but a good portion. It is uncommon. It is frankly impossible for Terrarians to be accessed by any other god. They are completely isolated.
And are
There was
these the
no
ones?
was there no god before that got ousted? Might be, have a vendetta.
No.
Hmm. So it's completely cut off from the celestial who's it, what's it.
Yes.
Man,
Ah.
there's some priests back home that would like to know about this. Has some pretty wild implications for how to deal with LOL.
Are you able to, with your message, can you manipulate sight as well?
Just thought, not senses.
But your thoughts are your senses. If you want proof, look at me.
Fair point.
I think the senses are more like temperature, like a barometer or a thermometer. They give you, input on what's going on outside, but your thoughts can come completely from the inside. And in fact, this thought that I just had and I'm communicating is making my brain hurt and is causing that
Neri,
sensation.
calm down, Neri. Calm down.
I have created a sensation from my thought, but they're not the same thing.
Speaking as a creature that requires active thought as its primary digestive system, it is a two-way street. To feel and to think are the same coin. To sense and to believe can feed each other.
I was just thinking. This cross is the symbol that they were looking for, right?
It is the symbol of their faith, yes.
Well, the way that I would tell somebody that that didn't exist is I'd turn it upside down and I'd shine it in their sky.
That might make them just
That would
pray
likely
more.
that would likely believe that they're in an apocalyptic scenario.
And they couldn't believe in their god, right?
Can you
'Cause
just
they're
make
in an
them
apocalyptic
forget about
environment.
that god for a little bit? Just like
Damn.
completely forget about it.
We
Grin
just
scratches
tell
his
them what
non
God
chin.
we want them to pray to. I am the one through message. And we just tell them.
It is
But-
likely
wait.
that if I simply voiced my own thought, they would interpret me as God. So it has to come from something within themselves, something that feeds on a doubt, because it is doubt that works that way. It works similarly to like a virus or a disease. To eradicate a belief is to start doubting it. I can't just project that the idea that God is not real, because it will create an inverse effect.
Like if you say, "Don't think about a purple elephant,"
Exactly.
What the
then
hell
all
is
you
an
can
elephant?
do exactly. I don't know.
Well, what about a message pretending to be God and telling them that we've abandoned them?
They'd still think he's real then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that wouldn't do very much. They would still believe in him. They would just hold resent. That might help him more.
But
His-
wouldn't resentment create distrust and doubt?
But now you've confirmed the belief.
Yes.
You want
Like-
the opposite of that.
I know what I would say, but I think it's too complicated a thought for Neri.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it anyway. And also, Valk, I want to
Well,
know what
just
you're thinking too.
any of the
Hold on a second.
Blue?
any of the sort of what is it, logical dissonances about, you know, if God is omnipotent, then he should be able to prevent evil, you know. But also Neri doesn't have the perspective of what did they believe in that God, so I don't think she would come up with that.
Can God create a dick so big he couldn't suck it?
Basically, any of those arguments, but she doesn't have that context. Her context for deities are they're kind of evil sometimes and hate you, and we try to avoid them.
Well, that's still
Yeah.
sort of true.
But like, but like nobody ever tried to convince her that Loth was good, so she's like, it doesn't have the same.
So yeah, guys, that is your predicament. You are enslaved by a divine elder brain, and the way to kill it is to make its followers doubt it. So what do you tell them?
Well, Ceres is next.
Just to give them all an existential crisis. Really
Who
quick.
am I?
That's the thought of darkness.
Well, we could always give them a scenario in which they would pray to their god and prove to them that their prayers are not going to be answered. And then we could answer those prayers for them. Proving
That's
that
a
their
lot
god
of
is
people, though.
Why don't we just tell them to pray to us?
Well, I don't think we want to become the next elder brain weird psychopath. So I think we're gonna skip that plan.
But they,
Well,
that's
if it's
the
only
thing
for
that's
No,
human
we don't
confusing.
go and tout ourselves as gods. We go and show them that they are perfectly capable of answering their own prayers.
Hey, if you said Thunderwave to all of them, would a Thunderwave suddenly appear around all of them? Grinch is trying the old tricks.
It would be like the mental image of a thunder wave would be so prominent, it would be like a mental flashbang.
Well, that's not a bad strategy if we can't figure anything else out. They can't think about their god if they're fucking blind. Trying to figure out why they're
Dude,
blind.
What if
Do we want them to believe in another supernatural power, or do we want them to doubt the existence of any supernatural power at all? And it
That
seems
one.
like the Elder Brain is the only one that is there, so it's like, that seems like the easiest one to me.
Well, that.
Wait, okay, bear with me, this one's a little rough. All I'm saying is, we asked them to make the choice. Choice in between. Now bear with me, it's gonna get rough. Dying for their god, or doubting their god. What, they have one of the two choices, or give them a scenario.
I think a lot of people would die for them.
But
Yeah.
if they're dead, then that's not on our hands.
Well,
You can't just make somebody doubt their god. They can say, you know, that they, no, I don't believe. Like, I don't understand how we convey that with a thought.
With this,
Mr. Astronaut. Sorry, I don't remember your name. Automatron or something.
Cybertron.
Extrematon.
Sorry, Extrematon. Do you happen to know what the Elder Brain looks like?
He asked for permission to like show you a mental picture.
Please.
You see yourself floating within a reddish miasma. You see this impossibly gargantuan brain with
What?
giant appendages and tentacles and pores.
Get me out of this. Get me out of this right now.
You see a few tentacles with mouths.
Oh, this is not good. Extrematon?
You hear a snap, and the mental image is done.
I think. Guys,
Could we
I'm
make?
pretty,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I figured out what we should send them.
Just send them a very clear image of the elder brain. I mean,
Well,
that's
we
not
only
that's not
had-
what the cross that cross looks like, or crucifix, or whatever you called it.
It's not.
The Earthlings believe God to be a humanoid figure. They paint God in their image.
And if they painted him in the Elder Brain's image all of a sudden, would he still have power, or is it based on the image of that?
We could either overwhelm them with fear or doubt.
Well, I definitely felt a lot of fear before you made. I thought I was gonna die, everybody. That thing was scary. All he did was show me a picture. Anybody else want to try?
Mhm.
I'm
No,
like looking around.
I'm good. I'm good.
Ceres! Ceres, come on! Come on! Come on!
I'm
Seriously,
good. But
somebody
I
else,
would
please.
like to say, also, once again, you can be afraid of something and still worship it. My people did that for a long time.
Very relevant a statement.
They were both slaves to Loth and her devoted and unwilling servants. They hated her with every fiber of their being, but they found they could do nothing but worship her. That was the trap. The web, if you will, she had us in.
How did they escape?
It's a good question. As far as I know, going to space just sort of got us out of the sphere of her influence. We didn't have to worry about the sun, like like it would be living topside. But yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, I don't really know. Um, leaving the Underdark was a big step. That's all I know. It happened a long time before my time.
Maybe that's what we need to do here then. Is get all the people off the planet.
How would we do that?
The mist would draw them back in, so long as the God Brain is in control of the mist. It
No,
would
it's
just
not.
pull
The
them back
planet.
in.
Sorry.
What is the mist?
As far as I and the brain are aware of, the mist is an intelligent element that incorporates our bodies. It feeds off of anguish, and
Anguish?
it feeds off the anguish I feel in thinking I may need to kill it all. It feeds off the anguish it feels within its own doubt. It creates a prison of anguish.
Well, then maybe that needs to be our target. The source of the mist.
Do you know where it's from?
As far as I'm aware, it originates from the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Shadowfell.
The Shadowfell is an alternate plane. As the Feywild exaggerates prospects of the material realm, the Shadowfell exaggerates negative properties. And in our case, and that of a few others, it creates prisons and lords for it to punish others.
Can we send the mist back to the Shadowfell somehow?
The only way to do that is to remove the concept of suffering.
Doing that anytime soon. Can you transmit instead of into the... Here's the thing. What I'm thinking is, it's probably easier to transmit a message to one thing than a million things, right?
Yes.
Or however many millions are on that Terra place.
Yes.
Can you transfer the same million messages to the Elder Brain?
Like, how do you mean?
Well, I'm not thinking it's going to make it completely kill itself, but can you just tell it you don't exist a million times while we're fighting it? Pretty sure that might at least weaken it.
It surely would.
Well, then we might not have to kill anybody.
Are we doing a reverso?
We're doing it a
Fun.
reverso, whatever that means.
I
Grid's
mean,
still
I
a little
think it
foggy.
would be the same thing either way. If we just sent a message to all those people that, you know, their god isn't real, they would be thinking that, and it would be something sent back to the brain. If I'm understanding how this works, and I'm not pretty sure I'm not.
I think we could do two things. So you can send messages to certain people on this Terra planet. Are you aware of who's important on the Terra planet?
They have a few cultural leaders.
We only have to target them. So let's see. We could send several hundred messages to those cultural leaders. Maybe it's how many thousands it would be, I don't know. And we send the rest to the Elder Brain. Make both doubt them. And then those cultural leaders are spread the doubt. Might take a little time, but while we're fighting it, it loses strength.
I would have to target specifically spiritual faith leaders, priests, rabbis, speakers, anyone
Yeah, I
that
don't care who you target.
anyone that would go to for spiritual guidance.
And how many messages do you think you'd have to send in comparison to the blasting the whole planet?
Even that is incalculable. We're talking. Terra has a population of at least 7.5 billion people, all human.
Grin just kind of drops a bolt, and you hear
All
clang on the
human?
floor.
What
What?
happened to the elves and shit?
The hell?
They never spawned on
gnomes?
Terra.
No gnomes, no dwarves.
Humans superseded every single other classification of humanoid there.
Oh, that's a terrifying planet. I know how humans are. So, 7 billion. I thought it would just be a million or so. Ugh.
Is it easier just to broadcast to the lot of them rather than to cherry pick which ones you send it to?
Were you saying that in general or to Extrematon?
Extrematon, I guess.
She was doing the accent.
Kind of. It's been kind of sloppy today.
What about if we told them they weren't safe on the planet?
Oh shit.
Then they just might pray to their god to save them. It needs to be. We need to give them a thought that's like. Contradicts itself.
Are you alive?
Think back to the time within the simulations. What did you feel most prominently?
Confusion.
I felt like I wanted my body back. Well, at least when we were in the weird places where he kept putting me on that gnome
Anger.
body that wasn't mine. Then my own body came over and insulted me. I didn't like that. But hope. We did have hope. I
So
had
we
no
just
hope.
give them hope, and then but make it not be from their prayers, so they feel like they don't need their god.
Bingo.
I believe that is something your druid acclaimed to.
Status.
I'm sorry, she did say we should make We should make it so they know they can solve their own problems or something like that.
Well,
Yeah. Saris,
That
I don't
is
think-
what I was suggesting.
we'll come back around to that.
then I suppose that Saris is, in the end, the one that's right.
It certainly seems like the most palatable one.
Right?
Either
So we got a plan.
either inflict so much despair that they don't believe their god exists, or so much hope that they don't think they need it.
Then a message of unity. There are 7 billion of them, and if I know anything about creatures that try to live amongst one another, they're always fighting.
But this, the thought is, have them have the thought, we are God.
Oh.
We have to choose and think carefully. What would you want the masses of an entire planet to know?
I mean, they separated from.
That their god is fate. Yeah, they did separate.
So we don't have to worry about them actually becoming God, I don't think.
Well, what do the people of that planet need a god for? Why do they need him in the first place? What does he offer?
Oh,
A sense of certainty, in a word. They live alone entirely. They have no spaceports. They have no communication with extraterrestrials because of the location they are in and because of the power the God Brain inflicts. It isolates them so that all that they have is themselves. But this in itself creates doubt, uncertainty, fear. The God Brain and its religion is an alternative to that.
And the message is you are not alone. You are not alone in the universe. We are using technology to tell you this. That's the best I could do, sorry.
we are the aliens. We have come for you.
We are the aliens, we are coming in about 300 years. Do they live that long on that planet? I don't know how long
Humans
people-
are kind of short-lived.
But like, this is a whole planet of them. Maybe they live longer or something.
I mean, if they took over the whole planet, you'd think they'd figured out how to like break at least 500.
The humans of Terra tend to live to approximately 100 with their modern medications.
Ah, it's typical human bullshit. Short lifespans.
We can let them know that they're not alone out in the universe, but would that be enough to tip the scale?
I could perhaps try to interpret it or phrase it in a way that it's a hopeful message. You are not alone, and that is okay.
Or you are alone, just you and other humans, and that's okay too.
Well,
That's what I guess that's what I was thinking about. Like, we are the gods.
everybody's the god of their own destiny.
You are God. Shall I tell them that?
Well, this might make 7 billion of the same problem.
But they
That would be
cut
very
off
bad.
from the celestial,
They would
They
believe
can't-
in themselves.
but they can't do anything magical, right?
Not so long as
Right.
the God Brain exists, and it stifles their magic.
Wait a minute,
Mm.
then we could...
It's their isolation that removes the sense of magic that they are capable of. If the God Brain is gone, then so is their isolation. If their isolation's gone, perhaps things can change on the arcane sense as well.
That might change things then in terms of them thinking they're God. I don't think I want a whole planet of humans thinking they're God. If they're gonna suddenly have access to the arcane again.
Grin has a sudden, like, light bulb above his head.
Alright.
I've got a weird question. And I don't know if I want to know the answer. Is any of us from Terra?
The Mind Flayer is purposely silent.
Well, that's not very good, is it? One of us is from Terra, isn't it? Oh no. I'm sorry. One of you might be. Well, that might be helpful if we can figure out which one of us it is. Anybody remember any Terra things?
I lived on an asteroid and bounty hunted my whole life. I don't until I broke away. I don't remember any place called Terra.
I was a gnome. I don't think they have any from what he said, so that couldn't be me.
All of you should have a concept of how Terrarian life is through the simulations. It was accurate
Oh.
enough.
Well, growing up with dragons, I can't say that I'm Terran.
What it?
Are there slimes on Terra?
None
Well-
that are sentient.
Not really.
Well then. I'm not. Probably don't want to make the entire planet think they're gods.
Perhaps part of a god?
Well, then they
Well,
might
how do
think
we
they're
make
part of this one.
Yeah, how do we make sure it's not that one?
There is no certainty in how to define someone's beliefs. We can either remove their belief or have them believe in something else.
Well, what made him believe in this one so much? Like Grin throws up his arm hand or his metallic arms.
Really good marketing.
Their isolation. My
So
colony.
just because they're isolated, but what is this lore of this? You know, he's just like trying to figure out why do they believe in him?
They believe
What
in
did
the
he do
god
for
brain.
them?
They believe in the god brain because it offered a solution to their isolation. They no longer felt alone.
Huh.
And there were
And
no other gods at all that did that.
No.
Do you think it would be better for Terra to know they are alone and to explore the universe? Or do you think we should scare them into not exploring the universe?
They need to know that they're not alone. I believe it's pivotal to their next evolution.
Alright.
Shall I still try to phrase it in a hopeful manner?
Yes, and if you can, try to send the image of a star that has life nearby it. So they understand that this is true.
Whose lives
Something
shall I
observable.
emulate? Yours, your druids, your plasmoids, or Loth's?
I don't think they'd understand a gnome that turned into an auto gnome.
The concept to a Terrarian of that very prospect may itself be maddening.
I wouldn't want to kill him.
Yeah, that's sort of what we're trying to avoid.
You're pretty cool, Neri. I like kind of punch you like lightly, like playfully.
I don't think
you're
my life is good. No.
But you're big
I
and
don't
strong.
think no. My life is not a good representation. I've done some bad things, Grin.
Oh, well, you know, you're super strong, and I think that's cool.
I don't want there being a no.
Grin's all meek. Okay. Yeah.
Claudette, you seem like you've never done a bad thing in your life.
Yeah, you be.
Yes.
Did I like
Well,
fixing things? She's pretty
I
cool.
spent most of my life working on monotonous things and breaking away from the family. I can't say it was always great, but I don't recall ever doing anything bad outside of maybe overcharging some folks, but that's more of a legal thing.
What about
Well,
you,
that's not-
Cirrus? You want to share your life with the Terrans?
I mean, if it will free them from this.
Wait. Satis might be the best one.
Why do you see that?
She's an astral elf. Astral elves inherently know a little bit more about, well, all of this. If you showed somebody that can infuse themselves with the power of the stars as part of their life, they might believe that the stars have more to offer.
Can certainly try.
So I shall tell them that they aren't alone. Hmm.
I guess that's the best we got right now.
You are not alone in the universe. You're just being stopped from seeing the
Inhibited.
rest of us. You're being inhibited.
By your primitive beliefs.
No, don't antagonize them. That'll only make them double down.
Is there a word for primitive beliefs that's like flattering? How do you tell somebody in a nice way that everything they believe is wrong?
Bless your heart.
You've been lied to.
Well, I mean, I believe we can only do our best. I think you are not alone in the universe is enough of a shock that the brain might lose enough power that we can fight it.
All right.
And with
So I guess it's just a matter of timing.
and with Ceres's astral upbringing, that could work in our favor.
Saris.
Ceres.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
now we
Sorry.
can.
I was saying.
I was just gonna say that you think back to your upbringing with your draconic mother, how she always meant to give to the universe back a sense of artistry, a sense of love. Thinking back to how you were raised, would you want an entire planet to feel this too? Think this way too?
Think the way that I thought growing up.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't a bad upbringing, and it's got to be infinitely better than the turmoil they're currently experiencing.
Then is it settled?
I guess so.
If we're all in agreement.
Aye, aye.
I guess
I
we just
agree.
need to time it so that the message is received when we're in combat.
Wise
We
thinking.
just need the right moment.
All right.
I've got one other question.
Always.
Let's say this all doesn't work out, and I don't mean to say this in a mean way or a bad way. Let's say we do need to press the big red button, so to speak, on 1,000,000 people. How exactly would we go with that option?
The same way a mind flare is able to induce thoughts, it can consume them. It would be
So
like
you,
it would be like having your cranium crushed.
So wait,
but with
who would consume all these thoughts?
It would be more like blinking them out. And he snaps.
I hope you didn't kill someone when you did that.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Neri was looking, had the same
You
thought.
hear a distant scream. No, I'm kidding.
Neri had the same thought and was glad you voiced it.
But no, the Mind Flayer says that if worse comes to worse and we just need to hit the big red button, it'd just be like everyone falling down to the floor and dying immediately.
But how?
The best way I can put it is how a receiver of a Mind Flayer's consumption would feel. We have needed to consume thought, ideas, brains for as long as we've existed. I could only imagine that killing all of those people at once would be like being eaten.
I'm still confused about how this is happening. Is there a big nuke? Like what?
The Mind Flayer uses its telekinesis to pick up another rock. Pay attention, barbarian. It closes its hand. The crystal fractures. And pops.
Wait, so
Okay.
you can do that to 1,000,000 people at once?
Yes.
How?
Christ, you're powerful.
That's why I was trying to ask. It seems like a lot.
So,
I mean, if you can do that to all those people at once, it seems like you'd be able to do that to the Elder Brain
I
pretty
am not.
easily.
The Elder
Well,
Brain
they
is
are-
far better, far more strong than I am, because he has the backing of millions of people, believers, including those on this colony.
so I'm guessing 4 believers and you wouldn't really do much, would it?
Mm.
It's enough to have an opening.
Well, I suppose that's all we can help for. Alright, guys. Well, I suppose we know what we need to do. So how do we set this in motion and have a little date with the Elder Brain? I grab my sickle out and just kind of swing it around.
We will have to journey through the central chamber of Blutzber. In there you'll be able to find some components that can only help with the fight. And then after that, we'll be able to 3D print, basically construct your ship from scratch so we can sail to the brain directly.
And my lyre.
And sure, a liar as well. And I can either head with you in the opposite direction or splinter from you towards the probe. The probe will allow me to insert the apparatus that I can construct a new thought, a new idea. We can do that together or separately. It is your choice.
Well, we'll get there when we get there, I suppose.
What's immediately ahead of us now is just going to the port. But it might require the slaughtering of a few more mind flares.
Oh, don't mind that at all. Sorry, no offense.
None taken.
They've been kind of an asshole to us.
Well, I mean, I have a hard
They
time
have.
feeling bad killing something that wants to have me as a snake. And I feel like that's a fairly natural impulse.
They
A mind
pulled
flayer is
my
compulsed to eat.
intelligence.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
A mind flayer is simply compelled to eat what it needs, just as you are with meat, vegetables, and so on. But I can understand why a gazelle
I
would
said,
not
nothing
pity a lion.
personal. Yeah, and it would take out a gun and shoot it if it could. But there'd be one less lion wanting to eat it. No offense.
I understand.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't be terrible to take out a few of the things that are trying to kill us, and perhaps stop this brain. Hey, the other mind flayers that are under its control, what happens to them when we, you know?
The mind flayers are not exactly capable of independent thought. I am unique among my kind. So it is possible that either they would follow me into the obscure, or they would wander off through all of space to search for a new leader, perhaps as wild animals.
Huh.
But
Well,
I figure that they would instead turn to me.
so you do have something to gain from this after all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Here's a little bit of a power grab for yourself, eh?
Personally, I do not care for such things, but yes.
Right.
So is it settled?
As much as it can be.
As much as that's all we got.
Alright, everyone. I could journey with you through the central chamber, or I can meet you at the spaceport. Your choice. One is for protection, I journey with you. The other for discretion. For us to part ways until then. It is your choice.
Well, no offense, but if they catch you, we're dead. I think I'd rather take my chances.
Fair. What say the rest of you three?
I agree. I guess I agree with Grin.
He's the one that makes the most sense. It does.
And you, Druid?
I agree.
I shall meet you at the spaceport then. Over there, I'll be
Alright.
able to teach you how to construct your ship and some additional equipment.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you for yours. You then see fog envelop Extrematon, so much that it's hard to see him,
Oh, it's
And-
that shit again.
and then it fades away.
Ah. Oh, that weird evil stuff. Do you think he controls that, or?
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
that guy's a little stronger than I don't have time to think about it right now though.
Kind of cool way of disappearing, not gonna lie. Anyway.
Yeah, well, don't be getting any ideas.
I mean,
I, I don't
if I
like
could, I
any of
would.
this.
I would disappear like that. That would be so cool. You could do it too. Wait a minute. Status, you could do that, right? With the little door thing you do?
Oh, the misty step.
Yeah, that thing.
Combine that with just like a really strong fight.
Oh, he probably just did that. He just did a misty step. Oh, I was fooled. Grin just like kind of looks down. Oh man. Um, wait a minute. Th- This thing being in my head gave me my personality.
I think you had your personality the whole time. I think these were just your memories.
Oh. Now it's kind of hard to understand what's real and what's not.
Yeah. Better not think about it too hard.
Okay. Grin just like, "Ah." Shall we go?
Where do we,
Just
where do
saying,
we need to go? I'm a little
Yeah.
confused.
I don't know. I was just saying it. Don't.
we gotta go through
called
the
me out.
port.
So, so that I was gonna like help you guys with, like I was gonna hand wave it in a way.
I was-
So yeah, you guys managed to head back the way you came and find a new opening. You find yourselves here now, atop some kind of teleporting circle. You all step on it, and it transports you here.
Your for some reason D&D Beyond isn't.
What?
I don't. Hang on. Let me just reload. Sorry.
Gotta zoom out.
Mine wasn't stopping from the. It was like the
From
church thing still.
oh,
Mm.
no, that's a problem.
Gotta wait a couple seconds.
Try refreshing the page if it doesn't work too.
I did. I'm waiting for it to load right now. Okay, it's black completely.
You gotta
Zoom out.
zoom way out. We're in the bottom left corner.
Zoom out, zoom in, zoom. Oh, there you go. There we go. It actually was just completely not loaded yet. That's what it was. Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Uh, so you guys managed to find your way through here, and you teleport into a small cave with a few rocks and minerals.
Ah,
Let me see if you guys still have control of your tokens. You should.
I do.
Yeah, you do. Good, good.
What the hell are we? I suppose we should move forward, huh?
Where in is this the core?
No, we're in some tunnels, but I don't know where. Might be the door. I move into this tunnel.
This one here? To your right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I like kind
no
of take a
problem.
look.
So you take a peer through some dusty dinginess, and you see a few operating tables with some corpses strapped to them.
Everybody, there are dead people here.
I'm right behind you.
I'm gonna move in now and kind of take a look.
You see two not very fresh corpses.
Ah! Ah! It's a rotten version of that disgusting me from the hospital thing. And some weird bearded dude. Do I recognize the other one?
Give me investigation with advantage.
Investigation. That one's an 18. I'm pretty sure I don't need advantage.
Okay. Grin, you
9.
find your humanoid, your human self from the asylum as a dead man, and across from it, you see your own self, your gnomish self.
Oh no. No. Oh. How did they get this one? Oh dear. I kind of grab my body and cradle it.
What is
Oh,
this, Gray?
what? What did they do to you? This one's my body, guys. This one is my body.
Has it been here this whole time?
I guess. This one is me.
Hey, DM. Is there anything suspicious that I noticed in the room?
You notice a brain with legs.
Mm-hmm. Hey, guys, I'd like to point that out.
Grin is just completely
What is
overtaken
that?
with.
Is it attacking us?
It seems to be just walking around like a dog.
Mm. It's us.
Uh, how do I get you out of here, buddy? Come on. Do I? Everybody, I found me body. Me real body. Me gnome body.
Or you just what are you gonna do with it? You just can't lug yourself around.
But I've been looking for it. I don't know what to. I guess I can't take it with us.
I don't think we're gonna be able to keep it right now.
Grinner's
It
just super
doesn't
sad.
make sense. Didn't he say
Wait.
it'd been a couple hundred years? That was your body. Then it would have decayed a long time ago. So
Remember
either
what he
this is.
said
What did he say?
about all of this being real?
So this isn't real, right?
Maybe. Who's to know?
Well, that was not something I like very much. I'm gonna poke my dead buddy or whatever, and I'm like, "Well, buddy, I'll see you in another life." Then I move up to the brain.
What do you do with this brain?
I say, "Hello, are you friendly?"
Hello.
Oh no. It is us.
Don't get too close to that thing.
I think we're fine, everybody. I learned from my brainless self. It's easy to make friends. Hey, little buddy, come here. Do you want to help us? We're part of the same hive, aren't we?
Help whom?
Well, the hive, the colony. Do you mind looking ahead of this place for us? Making sure there's, everything is right.
Persuasion check.
Persuasion check. I got a +9, bro. I don't know. 17.
Not bad. But you also fail. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
The brain jumps and goes, survey!
Thank you, friend. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing, guys, but I don't want to think about that anymore, so let's go.
You see
I
it
thought I was
you
under
see
the
it
impression of
diverge a
plan.
bit left into the darkness.
Well, as long as it's going that way, I suppose it'll be safe enough.
I don't know about that.
What on earth do we have here?
Survey! Survey!
Are they saying survey?
Yeah, I had him look around. Don't worry.
Oh god, they're playing Family Feud. Or not Family Feud.
Yeah, that's the right one. Survey says.
Survey says survey.
That looks like some kind of satellite up there. I recognize the design because, well, satellites are.
It
small
looks like a big bowl.
They're large sensors. It's like one of my olfactory sensors, but really big. Or maybe more like one of my sight sensors.
Like I could fit a lot of gruel in that bowl.
It would be a lot, but it would be a very flat bowl still. Well, I hope this other little guy in here doesn't attack me as I go investigate.
Grin, you find yourself in front of some kind of probe, some kind of satellite thing. It's got
Yes.
some traces of gold to it.
Gold. Now that's a little strange. It's made of the same stuff I am. Wonder if there's like something about this.
Hello from
What?
Huh?
Was that an ad?
You heard a brief sound, Grin.
Did you guys hear that?
Or what?
Hang on. What's all this around this thing? I'm like investigating the obvious barrier.
This
Hey, little
bear.
brain friend. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You first. You first.
Like, hey, little brain friend. How do I get around this? You know, I want to see what's in there. Yeah, you.
Desire entry.
I do. It looks like me. I just want to see what's there. What is that?
Speak. Hello.
Hello.
I can't take down the art of the image, but you do see the lightning in between go away.
Oh, no worries. Ah, thank you, my friend. Let me take a closer look here. What are you? Fuck is this thing?
Grin, you see what I described, a satellite probe, and it seems like it's missing a piece of itself, and you think you can help it.
Hey, little buddy, I guess? I don't know what to call you. More like technology than a buddy. What are you missing here? I kind of look around at it, try to find out what it's missing.
This flying intellect devourer, it states pretty confidently, you.
What about me?
It's missing you.
What do you mean?
Touch.
I don't know. I know you liked it.
Well, I've already been brainless. I don't think too much more can happen that's much worse. Touch it.
Famous last words.
Ladies. Saris, Claudette, and Blue, or Neri. The second Grin touches this probe thing, this object, you hear him emit sound. He emits this sound.
पृथ्वीवासीहरूबाट शान्तिमय भविष्यको शुभकामना
各位都好吧？我们都很想念你们，有空请到这儿来玩。
Mponekabot nonse.
Hälsningar från en dataprogrammerare i den lilla universitetsstaden Ithaka på planeten Jorden.
Mwibwanji mbantu wonse wa kumwamba.
पृथ्वी ऊपर वसनार एक मानव तरफ थी ब्रह्मांडના અન્ય અવકાશમાં વસનારાઓને
Ajo.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
For a second, I thought that audio was gonna be "Hello, motherfucker."
Me too!
I know, right?
You see your robot assistant emitting sound.
What's happening with Grant?
It's some sort of sending stone. Hello? Can the people on the other side hear me?
The only thing you hear is Grin emitting a song. Grin, you find yourself unable to talk your own thoughts, but you can pull away if you want to.
No, I'm good. I'm just sitting here being a bard. Like, maybe they'll be able to piece something together here, so I'm just gonna keep going.
think Grin is transmitting a message. Or maybe just music.
Sounds like he's transmitting something. One of the voices said this is a message from Earth.
Sorry. Alright. I think that's enough of that. Then I shut it off.
You pull back, and you find yourself able to talk your own thoughts again.
Oh! Well, I believe we just found Terra.
You sure about that?
I don't know why. But, well, that seems very relevant to what we were just talking about. What is this contraption?
It's like a sending stone. Or something.
How big is it? Can we take it with us?
It is
Is it
far
one of-
larger than any one person can carry.
Oh, damn.
What are the materials that we need to collect? What is
do you
that
mean?
noise? Hold on.
Should I have stuck my hand on it longer, guys?
I'm not sure what Blue asked there.
Oh, no, she's, checking on something. There's like a noise or something in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
We can wait for her to get back.
Sorry.
No worries.
What? Still hear it. What is going on out there?
Yeah.
People just... Well, it sounded like... I don't know. People just being noisy in the breezeway. I guess.
I'm like, little brain thing. What did you mean it was missing me?
Relic.
Relic?
From Lonely Planet.
I told you guys. It's the Terra. It's Terrans. This is... How did it get here?
Are you asking that to your party or to the brains?
Oh, the brain, sorry.
Sorry, I did not know.
I was not very clear.
How did it get here? Located. Debris. Floating. Found.
Interesting. So this is from that planet. Did they know that it's from that planet?
Who do you mean they?
The Terrans. The Earthians.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine they sent it.
Interesting.
Which is why I thought that we could talk back to him, but it seems like it just sort of just played.
I mean, I could keep my finger on it for a little longer, or my hand on it for a little longer and see if it works. But I was only able to really broadcast things.
You suppose this is how Elder Brain found him or whatever?
Well,
I don't know what that accent was. Turned French for a second.
Oui.
Whatever.
Charlotte, is that
This is
you?
how they... This is how they found him, or whatever. Baguette.
I knew it. You are French. I'm just like, well, we can't take it with us. Can I take a closer look at it to see if there's anything else useful that I can get off this thing? Any information or items?
Sure. As you peer into it, give me a history check.
History check. 7. It's not what I wanted.
Damn. You tried discerning any sort of possible visual imagery from this thing, but the only thing you can tell is that it looks like a probe of some kind, and the brains called it a Earth relic.
Well, if this is from Earth, we might want to keep this in mind, everybody. Let's continue on.
Are we using Earth and Terra interchangeably?
Terra,
Yes.
whatever, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, just checking.
But good question. Yes, we are.
Yeah, now that I know the name Earth,
All
then I
right.
will use it.
Well, we are over 9 now.
Oh, true.
But we did get through a lot of important things that I'm happy to do. So, so I ask you guys, would you guys like to call it here, or keep going?
I think it's a good time to call it if you guys.
Yeah, this seems as good a stopping place as any.
Okie dokie.
Very fair. This probably one of my favorite sessions we've done lately.
Yay!
It's
I got my brain
good.
back. Yeah, and I'm.
Yeah.
Now you know what the
probe.
thought of darkness is.
I'm a probe. No, I don't know.
An anal probe.
I'm an anal probe. And my
Man,
South
that-
Park Cartman gets an anal probe. Is that what this is?
An
Yeah, that's
industry
what
plant.
the God brain is. It's just Cartman.
No. Eh.
God, that
Those
would be horrible.
tentacles with mouths are for eating ass.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
All right, how do we
Alright,
feel
guys.
about today's session?
It's been
It's good.
Good.
A lot of discussion.
A lot of talking that I
bombs.
was very intrigued in.
Yes. Yeah, you did kind of give us a lot of
What is that noise?
It's your asshole.
Exposition.
Well,
Which is
I
good.
did give you information, yes, but you guys pieced it together yourselves by just talking to each other.
Oh yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't remember what we did.
Well, let me remind you.
remember anything.
The alien mind flayer told you that you're on a planet called Blootspur, and your enemy is a god brain. You guys figured out what you should do on your own.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I was just like I was just in the game, you know. You know how you like.
That's
when you
exactly
play,
what I
like-
want. I love
Exactly.
immersion like that.
Exactly. You know what I meant.
Then I did great then.
Good job, buddy.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm about to go do great on Dead by Daylight. Anybody want to join me?
Oh hell yeah.
I'm gonna go take a shower and see if I can figure out what that banging noise is. Is my neighbors telling me to shut up? What's happening?
Sorry,
Bro, if
I
they are,
made the
then
god
they're
brain real. Sorry about that.
I guess.
Fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up.
Good
All right,
night,
I might be back,
Hopefully.
but for now, shower.
All right, let's play
Okay.
video games, everyone. I am uber excited for next session.
Hi, Coma. Oh, she left. Nah, I'll just message her and say bye.
All right,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you for playing. Can't wait to do it again next 2 weeks from now. Although I do want to ask you guys how you guys feel about maybe extending it to 3 hours and starting at 6, just so we can get along things.
That.
I don't
But
know
yeah, I
either.
mean,
Just
fine, whatever.
we'll leave it. Just another day I'll
Well,
ask it.
You want to play that Dead by Daylight?